Hey gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today's video, I want to share with you how you can manifest miracles. We are going to be discussing all things miracles, and I'm going to be giving you my routine and practice that I do to manifest miracles when I need them. But if you're new here to my channel, then welcome. My name is Emma. I'm an award-winning life coach and 2-time best-selling author, law of attraction YouTuber here on my channel, and I'm the host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast. And here on my channel, I cover all things law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, and self-help. So not only do I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, but the abundance of videos here on my channel over the last 8 years. So what is a miracle, I hear you ask? Well, a miracle is, and I always remember this from A Course in Miracles, and I love this. I'm not a huge subscriber to Course of Miracles nowadays, but I have read the book, and I actually read Course in Miracles Made Easy because the original text, oh my gosh, you need a lot of time to get through that. It's very much like written very old school as well. So it takes a lot of concentration to really understand the concept. So A Course in Miracles Made Easy was much more digestible for me. But I always remembered, I always still keep this in my soul and my heart of what a miracle is. And a miracle is a shift in awareness, a shift in perception, and a shift in your reality. And I loved this meaning of a miracle because we can all deem miracles in such different ways. We can all have different definitions of what a miracle is, whether it's like a miracle that your prayer, your wish, your manifestation is answered, or a miracle that something amazing happened and someone who is really going through a tough time has now had a massive windfall and it's really helping them. Like, that's a miracle. So I feel like there are no bounds to how we can describe miracles, but I really liked how A Course in Miracles describes miracle as that shift in awareness, that shift in perception, because sometimes even the most simplest things of, like, maybe you're feeling frustrated about a situation, or you feel that it was wrong or something like that, and a miracle is then having that shift in awareness and perception to actually saying, okay, here's the bigger picture. Wow, I feel relief with that now. Like, now I can view it from this different point of view, or I have that awareness. It feels lighter and I can view it from a different space, and that is a miracle. So I wanted to share how A Course in Miracles define a miracle, just for some context there. But again, a miracle can be defined in so many ways. I use the Course in Miracles definition myself, and a miracle can come in any way, shape, or form. I believe there are no bounds to miracles, there are no limits, there are no restrictions, and there is no limits to how many miracles we can receive in life as well. But if you've come across this video, you probably are wanting to manifest a miracle, right? Maybe you're going through a challenging time in your life. Maybe you feel helpless. Maybe you feel that you don't know what direction to go in and you need a miracle to help. And a miracle is really a call for support, so a call for help to our angels, our spirit guide team, to the universe, to God, whatever you connect with and what you resonate with, and what feels good to you. Maybe it's even your higher self you want to refer to here. So there are no right or wrongs of who you can ask a miracle for or how you ask that miracle, etc. But all that matters is that you do ask for the miracle and you set that intention. And to give a funny example of miracles, whenever I lose something, whether it's something super important or it's like, oh my gosh, where's my mascara? Where's this gone? I do ask for a miracle. I'm like, angels, please help me to find this key, or angels, please help me to find this mascara, whatever it is. And that's obviously a very small example of a miracle, but I always ask my angels to support and guide me when I need to find something, if I've lost something, because every single time I find them. And I remember this one time a couple years ago, me and my parents were in this lavender farm. We'd gone to a lavender farm and my dad had bloody dropped his Ray-Ban glasses. And of course, in a field, we were like, okay, well, where were you last stood? We traced his steps of where were you? And we were searching for these glasses for ages. And I thought, right, let's put it to the test. So I said, angels, please guide me to where my dad's sunglasses are. Let's find them. Like, please help us find them for the highest good of all. And I just instantly felt drawn to walking over to this direction. And what did I see when I looked down? My dad's Ray-Ban glasses. And he was like, how did you know they were over there? And they were right by this wall that we hadn't even looked by because we were all busy looking at the lavender. And I was like, I asked my angels and they delivered. And my partner always laughs at this when I'm walking around the house being like, angels, please help me find this. And then I find it and he's like, well, you obviously just remembered. And I'm like, no, it's a miracle. My angels help me to find these things. So that's just a little funny example of how we can use our intention and call upon our spirit team, our angels, the universe to help us and guide us in many different ways. And a lot of the time we can see signs and synchronicities as miracles as well, as those signs, that communication. And I have got a video which I'll link below on signs and synchronicities specifically if you want to dive into that more and how you can ask for a sign and synchronicity. What that means and how people can also use signs and synchronicities as emotional crutches too, and why we need to be careful with asking them. And I think the same goes for miracles as well, you know, in terms of like, why are we asking for the miracle? Are we asking for that miracle to fill a void? Are we asking for that miracle to because we think it will give us something? Or are we asking it just from that place of, I just need a miracle, which is perfectly fine as well. So asking for a miracle first comes with intention, and whether you connect to the universe, source, higher self, your angel team, your spirit guide team, you can address source, the universe, your spirit guide team in whatever way you want to, or whoever you feel most drawn to. I normally feel most drawn to my angel team, but again, everybody is different, so please use what feels good to you. So you've got to set the intention for the miracle first. So with me, for example, I asked my angels to help me find those sunglasses or whatever it is that I've lost. So it always starts with the intention. And when you're asking for a miracle, it really has to come from that neutral space, I would say, of if we're asking for a miracle from desperation, which a lot of the time we can be, because sometimes there can be really tragic situations happening or pressurous situations where we need answers or a miracle quick. So as much as you can, asking for that miracle from a neutral space and a neutral energy is really, really important for the art of surrendering and letting go as well, because with a miracle, we're still in that manifestation process where we also need to let go. So for me, you know, like manifesting finding those things around my house, although it's annoying, or even manifesting the sunglasses, although it's annoying, like it's not life or death. Whereas there are some situations which will be life and death, where we ask for miracles, where we ask for help and support, where that attachment of course and naturally is going to be different. So really, when we're asking for that miracle, we're asking for that divine support, that divine love, support and guidance to take over and guide us essentially. And we're asking for like universe, source, angels, like please help me, please bring this miracle, you know, no matter what the situation is. So first of all, you've got to ask for the miracle, and you can do that obviously out loud like I've just done. You could do it internally by asking. That's what I do a lot of the time. You could write it down. You could meditate with it. There are so many different ways you can ask, but find a way that feels right for you and the one that you feel most connected to. Maybe that is just setting that intention in your mind for that support, for that help, for that breakthrough, for that shift. And really what a miracle is as well is that shift, isn't it? It's that shift where we shift into solutions, we shift into change, we shift into that energy of receiving, and we shift into that energy of feeling supported and allowing those spiritual solutions to come through. And that's what a miracle is. It is bringing those spiritual solutions into our reality and manifesting those to us, those solutions that help, that support, that massive breakthrough. So it's that shift of energy into that place of alignment, into that place of support. And there are, as I said, there's no bounds to miracles. There are no limits to what you can ask for. There are no like capacity of miracles, like you can only have a certain amount of miracles a month, a week, a year. Definitely not. Miracles are limitless, just like abundance, just like everything else. There is no limit in this universe to what you can receive. So once you've set your intention for your miracle to come through in whatever way you feel called to, I really find that it helps to connect as well. So a lot of the time those miracles come through quite quickly, especially if I'm trying to find stuff. So there isn't really much thought that has to go into this process. But if we break that down, I'm going to be looking for that thing. I'm going to be looking around the house, looking around that field. I'm going to be looking. So what is that? That's inspired action. I've then let it go where I'm like, okay, I've asked for the support, but I'm going to take my inspired action to meet the universe halfway, to be in the field of possibility and opportunity. Quite literally, I was in a field with the sunglasses. So we have to take that action of, okay, so if you're manifesting a miracle in health, for example, so then what can you do to meet the universe halfway? Is that put yourself in a place to receive? Is that to be open and receptive? Is that you need to fill out some forms or speak to a certain person? There are so many things it could be, but putting yourself in that place to receive means meeting the universe halfway. And this is like basic law of attraction as well at the end of the day. And then we need to let go and receive at some point, right? We need to let go, surrender, so that we're not attached. And that can be really, really hard if you're like feeling helpless or there's a lot at stake, a lot on the line here for that miracle to come through. You know, it can feel really, really challenging to let go and surrender and be okay with it. But that is essentially the neutrality I was talking about earlier, where we have to reach that space of, I trust that that miracle's coming. I trust the universe is going to look after me. I trust that it's going to look after this person. And of course, you can manifest miracles for other people as well. Of course, it always has to be done for the highest good of all. And that is really important to say, because again, we don't want to force things upon people. That's not good law of attraction. And if it's not for their highest good, you definitely don't want to be manifesting that for them. So you can manifest miracles for other people. And I guess people would probably say that asking for that miracle is very much like prayer, I guess, in terms of like the religious side of things. And I do agree with that, definitely, that it's all the same. We're still asking that external source, that higher force up above, whether it's God, universe, source, higher self, for that assistance, for that help. So if it would feel more comfortable for you to call it a prayer, then please do. Like, everything to me feels the same energy of, we're setting that intention, we're asking for that miracle to come, you know, we're allowing ourselves to receive it. So when we're letting go and surrendering, it's then really that case of becoming okay. And that can be so, so difficult. And that's where sometimes a lot of the challenges can come, when we have to relax into that space of being okay with both outcomes, being okay with that miracle happening and with that miracle not happening. So that's where some inner work may need to be done. And that's where some reflection may need to be done on your attachment to this miracle and why you're manifesting the miracle as well. I think knowing your why is really, really important. Once you can always return to your why, maybe when you're feeling disheartened, or maybe if you're feeling like the miracle's taking a while, knowing your why is always really, really important. And also thinking about how your miracle can positively impact other people too. Maybe your miracle does impact quite a lot of people in a positive way, and that's what it is, fantastic. But think about how your miracle is also going to impact other people as well, because then again, you're getting into that energy of receiving, and you're getting into that collective energy of, you know, collective manifesting as well, of like, well, if I have this miracle of this money coming through to help us pay this bill that we really need to pay, then that's going to help, you know, the people working at this job, the bill we're paying, and they're going to be able to feed their families and feed their kids, and it boosts the economy, whatever the positive is there, or whatever the situation. Just thinking again about how your miracle is going to help other people as well. But a miracle is very different to just a manifestation, because again, you might be watching this thinking, well, am I just not manifesting money, or manifesting finding something, or manifesting? And of course, the art of manifestation, the law of attraction, is always there, because it's an energetic law. It's going to be happening in the background, of course. But a miracle is really that shift in consciousness, that shift in awareness, and that shift in your mindset of being able to look at something differently. So maybe you think that the miracle is manifesting that money to pay the bill, but actually the miracle is the shift in your awareness, where you actually feel okay without that money. So therefore it manifests because you've detached, right? So maybe the miracle isn't always the physical thing that you're trying to create a miracle for. Maybe it's actually the way that your mindset and your energy shifts in the process of manifesting that miracle. And I really agree with what the Course in Miracles feels with that statement of, you know, a miracle is that change in perspective, because some of the biggest breakthroughs I have not been through manifesting something or the physical like thing manifesting into my life. It's actually been through the journey. It's actually been through the awareness and shifts and the up-leveling that's happened within me to be able to manifest that thing, right? So actually, you know, there's been situations in my life where I felt a certain way and I felt bummed out about it, and I felt low about it, or just like, you know, like, oh, that really sucks. And actually, through using the techniques in A Course in Miracles, it helped me to then shift my awareness into, okay, wow, how much lighter does that feel now? Now I've taken that pressure off myself. Now I've stepped out of that victim mode. Now I've stepped out of that mode or that mindset or thinking that way, and actually that wasn't the reality of it. So miracles can come in many shapes and forms, but I believe that the miracle is not always the solution. It's actually the shift that occurs within you to be able to facilitate that miracle, to be able to facilitate that end result of the miracle you think you're manifesting. So miracles are a very complex topic, because it's not something that I really massively talk about in my work, because obviously signs and synchronicities I think are more commonly spoken about with manifestation, with law of attraction, etc., etc. But there have been many times in my life I've asked for miracles, and they've all come. There's never a time in my life where the universe hasn't stepped up and hasn't met me, even if I've had the toughest life lessons going on, even if I've had massive karmic things happening in my life. The miracles always come. The miracles are always met. And I just really want to share that for anybody who is feeling helpless or does feel like, the cards are against them right now. The miracles always come, the miracles are always met, and the universe is always there to meet you and support you, but we have to invite it in. And that's my other point as well, of even our angels, there's a really, famous teaching around working with angels around they can't come and help you unless you invite them in. And I've had to remind myself of that over the years of oh yes, of course, they can't just come in and do stuff against my will. I have to actively invite them in. So working with my angels is a conscious practice that I do on a regular basis, to invite them in to co-create with me, to ask for support when I need it, to help and guide me when I need it. So you have to ask for the support for your spirit and angel and universal team to come in and support you. They can't just come in and intervene without your permission. So that's why asking for a miracle is that permission slip for your spirit team to come in and support, for the universe to come in and support. And especially as well, if we're learning certain life lessons or we're learning certain things within that whatever's happening, that situation, again, the universe won't step in until we're ready for it to, because again, it can't interfere with the lessons that we're learning, with the things that we're experiencing. So asking for that support and giving them permission is half the miracle in itself, because then they can get to work and they can co-create with you and bring signs, synchronicities, miracles, the people into your life that are going to create this miracle for you or help you to, receive this miracle in your life. So set the intention. Obviously, you've got to take the action too. You've got to let go. But I do believe it is different to manifesting, because it's that shift in awareness, that shift in perception. It's the journey you go along that is the miracle. And then the solution is that end solution. But the miracle is really the shift that happens within you, and the learning and the up-leveling, whereas the solution, which we normally think is the miracle, is actually that end result, where actually the miracle is that happened a lot earlier on than what we think it has. But in terms of time frames with miracles, you can set time frames on them, of course, if you need a certain time frame, but the universe knows that you need that miracle. And if you've got a bill to pay by a certain amount of time, you need a miracle for that money to come through, or there's something that needs to happen tomorrow, a decision that needs to be made, and you need that miracle, the universe knows. So when you're setting your intention of I trust this miracle, I know miracles are always met, I know I'm always supported, it will just automatically step up and meet you anyway. And if something's not meant to come into your awareness and your consciousness and your life for a set amount of time anyway, there's nothing, and you can't control that, you can't force that. So I tend to not put time frames on miracles, signs, synchronicities, just because I think the universe knows, first of all, if I need that time frame. And secondly as well, I don't want to put the pressure on myself. I don't want to be clock watching. I don't want to be where is it? I want to be in that natural state of surrender and flow. Now, for some people, they can thrive off setting time frames, and maybe it's genuinely needed in that situation, and that's fine too. So it's finding what works for you in times of, do you set a time frame? Do you not? What feels good? Would that put pressure on yourself? Would it not? So everybody's going to be different with that. That's why I really suggest, try both ways and see what works for you with that. But setting the intention is half of the work. Inviting in your spirit team is half of the work. Once you've done that, the miracle is already on its way to you. Then you just have to be in a place to receive it. You've met the universe halfway, and then you're in that energy to receive that miracle. But you have to allow it to. The energy of receiving is really important with manifestation, because if you're setting a miracle but then forcing things to happen and trying everything in your power, that's not surrendering to the divine. That's not allowing and welcoming in that spiritual solution and your spirit team to take over and guide you and bring that miracle to you. You're just kind of like, at that stage, you would be asking, you'd be opening up, and then you'd be like, oh, but it's okay, guys, I've got it. Don't worry, chill, I've got it. Like, that's the energy you would be opening up to. So you obviously want to have that open and receptive energy where you are allowing yourself to truly wholeheartedly receive, because that's what a miracle is, that receiving energy. It's not a manifestation where, well, I suppose it is, because in manifestation we do have to receive, of course. But I feel like in terms of miracles, the energy of receiving is heightened. It's way higher because you're asking for that support. And when your angel team and spirit team meet you halfway, you have to be open and receptive to that. So challenge yourself to receive as well. How much do you allow yourself to receive support, love, gifts, money, whatever it is? If you know you have a problem with receiving, then absolutely work on that, because then that will be impacting your ability to receive these miracles into your life and spiritual solutions. But spiritual solutions, because obviously I've spoken about that a lot in this video as well, is that end result of, like, say for instance, you need that money to pay that bill, and that's the miracle you need because you don't even know how you're going to pay that bill. The solution, the creative solution or the spiritual solution, is the money to pay that bill. The miracle is the shift in mindset which creates that solution happening, right? So there's like two parts to miracles, I feel, of like the actual miracle itself, which is the shift within you, and then the spiritual solution that comes through as the end result. So that's how I would break down miracles. That's how I ask for my miracles. That's how I teach miracles. So I really hope this has helped you and has given you some great tips and tools on how you can create some miracles in your life this week. But I am sending you all so much love for everybody who is watching this video, who is wanting and needing a miracle. Set those intentions, follow those steps in this video, and bring those miracles into your life. The universe is always there to support and hold you and wants to at any time. We just have to open up and ask for that support and help. But thank you so much, gorgeous souls, for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I replied to them all. And don't forget, you can join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a fabulous week, whatever you are up to, and I will see you all in my next YouTube video, which will be on Tuesday. Lots of love.